This large image captures the work of the 2015 Coast Salish gathering held at Swinomish Tribal Community. It is entitled All Our Relations, We Are One. The central image here represents our longhouse meeting, signifying the importance of coming back to our traditional meeting place, our home, to renew and strengthen our relationships. We spent day one in the Swinomish Longhouse discussing the environmental, governmental, and cultural issues impacting the Salish Sea. On day two, we discussed the Coast Salish way of life. Nature is at our center. It is what ties us close together. It is the relationships, the teachings, and the environment. It is preservation of core values. Billy Frank reminds us that we must continue to keep up the fight to understand and overcome the impacts of our pollution-based economy. Chief Ian Campbell tells us that we don't need to take the path of most resistance. We need to keep strengthening our relationships. We ask for meaningful engagement through co-decision making, economic opportunity, and environmental stewardship. Lastly, what are the actions that go with reconciliation? The challenges facing the Salish Sea. What are the consequences to the Coast Salish people that will result from a six-fold increase of oil spills on the Haro Strait? And the issues of smaller spills and significant increases in vessel traffic. Data will help us increase our understanding and measure probability and severity of spills. Could it be that environmental destruction has already reached the tipping point? Billy Frank told us that we are living out the vision of Chief Leschi. He outlined the fish wars, Bolt decision, and other events that have shaped our work. Through recognition and tribal agreements, we can move forward. That First Nations and tribal projects about accountability are critical for us to understand how to be in right relationship with supporters and opponents of the work. We ask, what is the right relationship to engage a deeper conversation so that transformation can happen? We are seeing signs of this transformation. We also heard that we are not asking but demanding our rights. The Aboriginal rights and treaty-making processes are about, did the right exist in the past? Does it exist today? Does the right fit within our culture? Specifically the rights of fishing, hunting, health care, child care, among others. We must share our knowledge with our young people. The desecration of our ancestral First Nations and tribal lands. When will people, including our children, learn the value and importance of our Aboriginal and treaty rights? We were told about the Point Elliott Treaty of 1855 and the shackled canoes of January 1st, 1856. The Alaska Packers decision and how that influenced fishing rights. We conversed about the health of the Salish Sea. The health of the people is dependent on the health of the environment. All things are interconnected. We heard about the Mount Polly disaster and the destruction to the land. We seek knowledge to understand the issues facing the Salish Sea. Scientists and lawyers provide critical information to help us in our decision-making. We must share what we know about the Salish Sea with scientists. Research questions will come from tribal experience, but it is through trusting our heart that we find our way. As we discussed the health of the Salish Sea, many questions arose. How can we use two systems of learning? How can we take the best of both systems and really learn what needs to happen going forward? Why can't we take a proactive approach? We heard about proactive advocacy, the three areas of customary law, statutory law, and common law. Collaborative relationships where the heart and head can come together allows us to work as one. It will help us and others to understand our priorities, analyze impacts, make recommendations, and foster change. Partnerships on the Salish Sea. Officials from the U.S. federal government reaffirm that they are committed to their trust responsibility. That pre-consultation is critical. We need to locate non-point pollution and toxic reductions through legislation. We will continue to promote interest group collaboration. It is effective. It works. In summary, projects and programs that focus on the air, land, water, Aboriginal and treaty rights are a priority. We must preserve the Clean Water Act, deal with cross-border issues, and recognize that Aboriginal and treaty rights are at risk. We must look at the cumulative impacts that harm the Salish Sea. By deepening relationships and collaborating with one another, we can move forward. Thank you very much.